Sarah Chen stood at the massive viewing window of the council station. Below, the neutron star churned with deadly beauty. Colors swirled like molten glass. She had seen wonders before, but this view still took her breath away. The station felt alive, like a silent observer. The alien council station stretched for miles in every direction. 12 species had built it together over thousands of years. Each section was unique. Glowing blue halls for the Zephyrions, living crystal corridors for the Vorthic, fragrant gardens for the Kaleri. Like children felt small here, like children walking into a palace. Sarah adjusted her uniform and walked through the main chamber. Today was another council meeting. Trade agreements, mining disputes, resource allocations, the usual discussions. Humans had been part of the council for 3 years, new, inexperienced, and watched closely. Every move was observed. Keith Moore's shimmering energy form glided toward her. The Zephyrian ambassador moved like light bending in water. "How are your people adapting to our ways?" he asked. Sarah smiled politely. "Very well, thank you. We appreciate everything the council has taught us." The Zephrion's form flickered with amusement. "You'll learn quickly, but your methods are aggressive." Sarah had heard this often. Aliens worried about human military thinking, yet they all carried weapons far more advanced than Earth could imagine. "We are peaceful," she replied. "We wish only to learn and grow." Keith Moore's doubt was clear, even in his light. "Your kinetic weapons are primitive," he said. Sarah hid her frustration. Humans had surprised council scientists before. Aliens seemed to forget that human ingenuity was not to be underestimated. She forced a polite smile and moved on. The council chamber began to fill with delegates. High Chancellor Vextera, the tall mantis-like leader, called the meeting to order. Sarah took her seat in the junior member section. Humans were still new. Only those who had been in the council under 50 years sat here. Today's discussion, mining rights, in Sector 779. Vorik of the Shard Mine Unity spoke first. Crystal-based beings whose voices echoed like wind through caves. Humans show promise, but perhaps they need guidance. They are young. Others nodded. Sarah's stomach tightened. Guidance often meant restrictions. Progress was slow for humans, intentionally. She wanted to speak, to remind the Council of human achievements. 3 technical solutions had saved the Council's operations in the past year, but junior members spoke only when asked. Silence pressed down on her like a physical weight. Humans were being tested without being told. When the meeting ended, Sarah returned to the human section. James Park, her assistant, waited. "How did it go?" he asked. "Same as always," Sarah said. The council seemed protective, but whispers in the corridors hinted at something else. Some staff avoided humans. Fear or calculation? She could not tell. James lowered his voice. "I've been decoding encrypted council messages. I keep referring to a cleansing protocol. I can't break it completely. Their systems are too strong." Sarah felt a chill. 3 years of cooperation. 3 years of trust. Could it all be a lie? "Keep working," she said. "Copy every technical report, every star chart, every ship design. Send it to Earth immediately." James nodded, understanding the urgency. Sarah stared out the window. The neutron star glowed menacingly. The station was positioned to watch hundreds of star systems. She shivered. The next morning brought troubling news. Human colony near the outer rim went silent. Then another. Council claimed investigation, but Sarah knew better. Their ships had been in those sectors. "We must warn Earth," she told James. "Something's very wrong." Admiral Stone received her coded message aboard the research vessel Endeavour. "Stay outside the solar system. Keep engines ready." The old military codes were reactivated. Every instinct told Stone that humanity faced danger. 3 years of peace had been preparation for betrayal. Massive energy readings appeared near the sun. Shimmering fields surrounded the solar system. Communications were blocked. Stone's blood ran cold. The Council's friendly facade was gone. The real truth was clear. Humanity was marked for extinction. The Council's plan unfolded with precision. Colony attacks, energy barriers, and systematic surveillance revealed a cold, calculating enemy. Stone activated all defenses. Endeavour wasn't built for war, but it had secret capabilities. Humanity's hidden strengths would soon be revealed. Sarah thought back to their first day on the station. The Council's speech had been about peace, cooperation, and growth. Yet every question had probed human capacity, population, industry, weapons. Each answer catalogued, measured, and noted. Humans were under observation, their every move analyzed. Stone reviewed sensor data. Council warships were approaching every human settlement. They expected minimal resistance. They were wrong. Humanity had been preparing secretly. Every friendly exchange, every shared technology had been logged. Every weakness studied, but nothing revealed their true power. The 3 years of observation gave humans insight into Council technology, reverse engineering, hidden shipyards, secret AI programs humanity had been building for the day they might be threatened. Project Prometheus was no longer theoretical, and it was fully operational. Earth's hidden fleet began to mobilize. Ice sheets cracked. Mountains opened. Oceans rose as submerged shipyards activated. Thousands of vessels powered up engines, advanced weapon systems, and AI guidance. The Council never imagined humans could hide this much power in plain sight. Stone gave orders to prepare for quantum tunnel deployment. The Council's energy barrier meant nothing. Humanity's fleet would appear inside Council space with precision and speed. Every strike had been calculated. Every Council species' weakness had been analyzed. Victory was planned. Sarah continued to monitor communications. The Council's dismissive tone, the cautious glances, and secret meetings now made sense. Humanity had been underestimated. They had learned too much about the Council and kept everything hidden. The time for diplomacy was over. In the Council chamber, Vextera spoke again, unaware that humans were ready. "Perhaps they need guidance," he said. He smiled, confident that Earth would comply. His arrogance was monumental. Sarah clenched her fists, knowing that human patience had been mistaken for weakness. James prepared the last data transfers. Every piece of Council technology humans had observed would be analyzed and countered. Humans were ready not just to defend, but to strike. The Council's study of humanity would become their downfall. As night fell aboard the station, Sarah looked out once more. The neutron star cast long shadows across alien architecture. The beauty of the galaxy was deceptive. Hidden behind it lay the seeds of betrayal. Humanity had watched, waited, and prepared. The Council would soon see the consequences. Humans had given the Council access to knowledge, science, and people. Volunteers worked across the galaxy. Every detail observed had been a lesson for Earth. Every weapon, every ship design, every strategy had been cataloged and analyzed. Humans had used friendship to gather intelligence, not to surrender. Stone reviewed tactical reports, thousands of hidden vessels, advanced AI targeting every Council ship type. Quantum weapons capable of bypassing defenses. Humanity's countermeasures were ready for immediate deployment. The Council had no idea what was coming. Sarah considered the betrayal in detail. What had seemed like minor distrust was now a clear plan for extinction. The Council had studied humans, but they had underestimated creativity, adaptability, and resilience. Humanity was not weak. They had hidden their true potential carefully. The first human fleet deployments were scheduled. Quantum tunnel drives would allow instant repositioning. The Council's advanced systems could not track this movement. Humanity's hidden power would emerge in places the Council never expected. The balance of the galaxy was about to change. James looked at Sarah. "They don't know," he said. "They really don't know." Sarah nodded. "And they will learn soon." She felt a surge of determination. Humanity had been tested for 3 years. Now they would show the Council the cost of underestimating them. Sarah returned to the observation window. The star glowed, indifferent to the threats of life around it. Humanity's future, hidden beneath mountains, oceans, and asteroids, was about to be revealed. The Council's era of control would end, and a new era would begin, one shaped by humans. She smiled quietly. "They thought we were children," she whispered. "They thought we would obey. They were wrong. Humanity survives, adapts, and strikes back. Always." The station felt different now, a place of tension and imminent reckoning. James activated the final data uplinks. Star charts, ship schematics, AI codes, and weapon designs began transferring to Earth. Every calculation, every strategy, every lesson from the Council would empower humanity. They had waited long enough. The Council believed humans were inexperienced. They believed humans lacked discipline. They believed humans were predictable. Each assumption was false. Humans had patience, foresight, and intelligence. They had hidden power waiting for the right moment. That moment was coming. Sarah took a final glance at the alien hallways, at the shimmering corridors, the gardens, and crystal chambers. Each corner held spies, observers, and hidden agendas. Humans had watched them all, quietly learning, silently planning. The balance of the galaxy was about to tip. Every minute of observation, every record kept, every subtle reaction noted, all contributed to humanity's advantage. The Council believed themselves untouchable, wise, and moral. Humanity had one truth to teach them. Wisdom alone cannot overcome preparation, intelligence, and courage. Stone confirmed fleet readiness. Quantum drives, AI targeting, and tactical systems were operational. Humanity's defenses were no longer passive, they were offensive. Every council ship, every colony, every weapon would face precision strikes designed specifically for their capabilities. The Council had underestimated human defiance. It had underestimated patience, hidden strength, and intelligence. They had assumed friendship and diplomacy meant weakness. They were wrong, and soon the galaxy would see the consequences. Sarah turned from the window, her heart steady.
Out.
The Council had chosen the path of betrayal. Humanity had chosen the path of survival and dominance. The first moves had been made. The game of the galaxy had changed, and humans held the winning hand. Sarah Chen awoke to a sudden alert. All communication channels from Earth were dark, not a single signal.
Panic fluttered in her chest.
She rushed to the observation deck. The solar system shimmered with an invisible energy field. Something massive had changed overnight. The neutron star glowed angrily below, casting long shadows across the Council station. Outside, Council patrols appeared along the edge of the solar system. Vessels of unimaginable size, glinting like jewels. The Council had moved swiftly, silently, and without warning. James Park joined her, his face pale. They've cut all communications. Every human colony is isolated. His voice trembled, but determination shone in his eyes. Sarah nodded. We expected this. We have prepared. Humanity has hidden strength. They will see it soon. Alarms echoed throughout the station. The Council had begun a system-wide lockdown. Humans were restricted to designated areas. No ship left the station without permission. The doors sealed automatically, a metallic hum vibrating through the halls. Every exit was blocked. The energy barrier surrounding the solar system was visible on sensors. It shimmered, constantly shifting. Any ship attempting to leave was destroyed or pulled back. Even slow-moving probes were vaporized. Humanity was trapped, but not powerless. Sarah knew their fleet could bypass this barrier. Across the Council chamber, delegates whispered nervously. The Council presented a united front. Yet their calm was brittle. Humans had been underestimated for years. They did not know that Project Prometheus, humanity's secret fleet, was fully operational and waiting for this very moment. Sarah accessed hidden communications. James monitored Council data streams. They were extracting patterns, learning patrol schedules, calculating weaknesses. Every move the Council made, every vessel deployed, was being studied by humans. Observation was a weapon, patience a strategy. On Earth, Admiral Stone reviewed the first reports. Cities were disappearing under Council strikes. Outer colonies vanished completely. Panic swept through human populations. Yet secretly, thousands of new ships powered up from hidden shipyards, deep under ice and oceans. Humans were ready. The Council believed isolation and fear would crush human will. They did not anticipate resourceful minds, adaptable leaders, and hidden fleets. Humanity was resilient. Every challenge had been anticipated, every contingency planned. The solar system was a trap, but the trap was already mapped. Energy pulses from the Council barrier were detected by human sensors. Stone studied them carefully. These pulses could destroy conventional vessels, but the fleet had adapted. Quantum shielding and reverse-engineered Council tech would allow ships to slip past undetected, appearing wherever needed. Sarah watched the patrols through the observation window. They moved methodically, scanning planets and asteroids. Nothing was left to chance. The Council thought they controlled the situation. They did not see that humans had anticipated every maneuver, planned every counter, and waited for the perfect moment. The council's calm demeanor masked fear. Delegates whispered about human unpredictability. The same council that judged humanity weak now feared what had been hidden for decades. Humans had adapted, learned, and stored knowledge in ways the council never imagined. A sudden alert came from the outer colonies. Entire communication networks had been destroyed. The council declared it a human error. Sarah's jaw tightened. The council underestimated human resilience. They believed they had power. Humanity had something stronger: intelligence, patience, and defiance. James worked tirelessly. He decrypted encrypted council logs. Hidden references to Operation Eradication and Cleansing Protocol Alpha appeared repeatedly. The council had prepared for humanity's extinction. Yet all these plans assumed human predictability, which they had completely miscalculated. Stone coordinated secret fleet deployments. Ships emerged from hidden tunnels beneath oceans, volcanic caves, and asteroid surfaces. Engines glowed softly, shields humming with quiet energy. Humanity's fleet was alive and ready, unseen by the council, undetectable until activation. On the station, Sarah reviewed council tactics. Patrol schedules, fleet rotations, even delegate travel patterns were being recorded. Humans were learning more in a single day than the council realized. Every move, every order, every restriction added to humanity's advantage. The council underestimated human engineering. Ships were hidden, weapons were disguised, and energy reserves were unmatched. Every colony that vanished had secretly contributed to the fleet. What the council believed was human vulnerability was actually human strategy. A council patrol approached Earth's orbit. Sensors detected nothing unusual. They assumed Earth's defenses were minimal. Stone smiled, watching through concealed satellites. Every patrol had been calculated. Humanity would appear where and when they chose, striking precisely and efficiently. Sarah looked at the council delegates through the observation deck. They spoke calmly about security measures and containment protocols, yet their eyes betrayed anxiety. They had misread humanity for years, seeing only the surface. The council did not realize how deep human preparation ran. James pointed to the energy barrier on the monitor. It's adaptive, but slow. We move now, we can bypass it. Sarah nodded. Humanity had studied the council's energy patterns for decades, predicting shifts, analyzing frequencies, and developing shields. Every council measure had a counter. On Earth, civilian scientists worked alongside military strategists. AI systems monitored fleet readiness, communications, and energy fields. Humanity's combined intelligence and resilience were now fully operational. Every person contributed, every hidden resource was counted. Humanity would not surrender. The council sent another fleet toward the outer colonies. Sarah watched their sensors. Ships passed harmlessly through invisible decoys. Humans had used holographic technology to mislead the council. Every move made the aliens believe humans were trapped, confused, and powerless. Stone activated the first wave of the fleet. Hidden vessels emerged from oceans, ice caverns, and underground tunnels. Engines flared with quiet intensity, shields shimmering. The council could not detect them. Humanity had chosen the timing, place, and strength of the first strike. Energy pulses from the council barrier grew stronger, attempting to isolate Earth. Humanity's fleet adjusted automatically. Quantum shielding allowed ships to slip through, bypassing detection. Humans had prepared for every scenario. Council had created a cage, but humans had already mapped every lock. Sarah monitored the council delegates. Whispered debates revealed panic. Even those who had long underestimated humans now realized the danger. Humanity's intelligence, patience, and hidden strength had created a situation the council could not control. James worked on final countermeasures. Every patrol route, every energy reading, every fleet movement had been analyzed. Humanity was ready for a full-scale offensive if necessary, but strategy came first. Patience, observation, and precise timing were human strengths the council ignored. Stone prepared communication channels. The fleet would remain hidden until activation. Once revealed, it would appear inside council space, striking with precision. Humanity's hidden power would be undeniable. The council had no idea what had been building under their gaze. Sarah thought of the colonies that vanished. The council believed humans were weak, disorganized, and easy to destroy. In reality, Every disappearance had been part of the plan. Humanity had learned, adapted, and prepared in silence. The first counterattack would shock the galaxy. The Council increased surveillance. Sensors scanned planets, asteroids, and moons. They did not know humanity had hidden fleets in every environment. Humans had adapted to extreme conditions. Earth's survival was guaranteed not by chance but by design. James confirmed that all data was transmitted to Earth's command. Every Council technology, patrol pattern, and fleet movement had been analyzed. Humans were ready for full engagement. The Council assumed they controlled the situation. They did not. Humanity had prepared for betrayal. Sarah's pulse quickened. The Council's calm demeanor was cracking. Delegates argued quietly, worried whispers replacing confident speech. Humanity's patience, observation, and intelligence had created uncertainty. The Council had no idea how dangerous their peace really was. Stone reviewed the fleet's AI calculations. Every human vessel was ready to act independently if necessary. Every fleet formation, attack sequence, and defense protocol had been simulated thousands of times. The Council had underestimated human adaptability and precision. Sarah walked to the observation window. The neutron star glowed ominously. Shadows stretched across the station. Humanity was trapped in isolation, yet fully prepared. The Council's confidence would be the catalyst for their own downfall. Patience and strategy were human weapons. James activated surveillance of the Council station itself. Every movement, every meeting, every decision was recorded. Humans had learned the Council's strengths and weaknesses. Observation had become a weapon. Knowledge was humanity's greatest advantage. Stone prepared a covert transmission to all human colonies. Instructions for hidden fleet activation, coordinates for assembly, and energy field bypass were sent. Humanity would move on their schedule. The Council would witness a force they never imagined possible. Sarah observed quietly. The Council believed humans weak and compliant. They thought fear would control Earth. They were wrong. Humans had turned observation, patience, and intelligence into invisible power. The time for action had not yet come, but the moment was near. James spoke softly. They think they hold the key. But we do. Sarah nodded. Every human ship, AI system, and hidden resource was aligned. The Council's isolation had strengthened humanity, not weakened it. They would strike with intelligence, precision, and unstoppable determination. The solar system shimmered under the Council's energy barrier. From above, it seemed humanity trapped. But beneath oceans, inside mountains, and within asteroid belts, humans waited. Fleet engines glowed softly, shields hummed quietly, weapons ready. The Council would see strength where they expected weakness. Sarah turned to James. Prepare the fleet for activation. Not now, but soon. Let them believe control is theirs. The longer they wait, the stronger humanity becomes. James nodded. Council had no idea what had been building for decades. Their plan for extinction would backfire. Stone gave the order to finalize quantum drive checks. Ships moved silently beneath the surface. Every system ready. Humans would remain calm, patient, and invisible until the perfect moment. The Council believed in isolation and fear. Humanity believed in intelligence and defiance. As night fell across the solar system, Sarah stared at the shimmering energy barrier. The Council's confidence was fragile. Humans had turned patience into a weapon, observation into a shield, and preparation into a hidden fleet. Humanity had been trapped, but never powerless. Every strategy, every hidden ship, every AI calculation was ready. The Council would soon see that underestimating humans was a fatal mistake. Sarah smiled quietly. They think they locked us in. They do not know we are already beyond their reach. The Council called an emergency session. Humans were barred from attending. A cold message was transmitted directly to Earth. It was precise, emotionless, and terrifying. Humanity was labeled a threat, accelerated beyond safe limits. Every word implied judgment and extinction. Sarah Chen read the message on the secure monitor. Her eyes narrowed. The Council had never been this direct. No hidden warnings, no diplomatic phrasing. Humans were to be removed. The Council believed their intelligence, their patience, and their hidden strength would not matter. They were wrong. James Park leaned over her shoulder, whispering, "They plan to activate the cleansing protocol immediately. Entire systems will be wiped." Sarah felt her chest tighten, but her mind raced. Humanity had waited for this moment. Every warning, every threat, every restriction had been preparation. The first human colonies vanished. Sensors showed energy pulses consuming entire cities, leaving nothing behind. The council called it efficiency, a test of compliance. Sarah clenched her fists. Humans would not surrender quietly. They'd hidden fleets, weapons, and intelligence that the council had never imagined. Admiral Stone stood on the bridge of the Endeavor. He observed the council fleet moving with deadly precision. Ships glimmered with alien energy, scanning planets and moons. The council expected compliance, weakness, and panic. Humanity had something more powerful than their fleets: strategy, patience, and hidden strength. Sarah and James activated emergency communications too. Earth's secret protocols allowed messages to bypass council interference. "Mobilize Project Prometheus," Sarah ordered. "Every hidden ship must prepare for full deployment. We strike when the moment is perfect." James nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. The council continued their calculations, unaware of human preparation. Every patrol, every fleet movement, every energy barrier had been studied and countered. Humans had learned their methods, observed their weaknesses, and predicted their actions. The first strikes would be surgical and decisive. Reports from Earth arrived. Entire regions were disappearing. Cities vanished in seconds, reduced to nothing but energy echoes. Humans did not panic. Civilians were moved to hidden bunkers. Engineers and scientists worked tirelessly, activating ships, shields, and weapons. Every human was part of the counterplan. Sarah watched the council station, her eyes sharp. The delegates were calm in appearance, but betrayed by subtle movements. Wings fluttered nervously, tentacles twitched, and crystalline voices faltered. They had underestimated humans for centuries. Patience and observation had become humanity's secret weapon. The council's high command believed Earth would surrender. They assumed fear would crush human will. They did not see decades of preparation, hidden fleets, and AI systems ready to respond. Every council measure had a human countermeasure already in place. Strategy outweighed intimidation. Stone reviewed fleet deployment data. Hidden ships began activating under oceans, ice, and mountains. Engines flared softly, energy shields hummed, and weapons calibrated to council tech. Humans had waited until the council revealed their true intentions. Now the galaxy would witness humanity's hidden power. Communication channels erupted with coded instructions. Every ship, AI system, and hidden base received precise orders. Humans did not hesitate. Observation had become action. Every move was calculated. Every council flaw had been documented and prepared against. The council had miscalculated human intelligence. The council sent patrols toward Earth. Massive warships shimmered through the energy barrier, scanning for resistance. They found nothing visible. James smiled grimly. Humanity's fleet was undetectable. The council had created a trap, but humans had already mapped every lock and bypassed every barrier. Sarah monitored council communications. They discussed humanity as if observing an ant colony. "We must act quickly," one delegate said. "It cannot be allowed to grow." Humans had heard this reasoning countless times. They had turned observation into preparation, patience into a weapon. The council did not understand human cunning. Outer colonies were destroyed in precise sequences. Energy pulses erased cities instantly. The council's cold calculations assumed humans would panic, but humans adapted. Secret shelters, hidden ships, and autonomous AI defenses ensured survival. Humanity did not bend. They learned, waited, and prepared for retaliation. Admiral Stone activated quantum shielding across all vessels. The Council's energy barrier could not detect the fleet. Hidden ships moved silently beneath oceans, through asteroid tunnels, and inside volcanic caverns. Humans were invisible and unstoppable. The Council assumed ignorance. They found strategy. Sarah reviewed tactical data. Every Council fleet movement had been analyzed and predicted. Every patrol, every escort, every reinforcement had a hidden counter waiting. Humans had studied alien biology, weapon systems, and strategy. Each flaw had been recorded, stored, and exploited in simulations. The Council continued their speeches. They assumed humanity was compliant, fearful, and trapped. Each word and order they issued only reinforced human determination. Observation, patience, and preparation were now paying off. The Council would soon face consequences for their arrogance. Reports from outer colonies revealed total destruction. The Council called it efficiency, a demonstration of authority. Sarah and James activated hidden fleet channels. Humans would appear where and when they chose. Every Council assumption of human predictability had been wrong. Humanity would strike with intelligence and precision. Stone coordinated the first fleet deployment. Quantum drives were ready, engines humming quietly beneath oceans and mountains. AI targeting systems adjusted for every Council species' weaknesses. Humans had adapted, reverse-engineered, and improved Council technology. Every move had been planned, every outcome simulated. The Council's energy barrier began to shift. Trolls increased near Earth. They expected resistance, but not the hidden fleet. Humans had calculated this response. Ships would appear inside Council space, bypassing detection and striking with exact precision. Observation had become preparation, and preparation would become action. Sarah spoke quietly to James. They believe fear controls us. They are wrong. Humans survive, adapt, and strike. Always. James nodded. Every ship, every AI, every hidden resource was aligned. Humanity's patience had created an advantage no Council calculation could overcome. Council delegates whispered among themselves. Fear replaced confidence in subtle ways. Twitching limbs, faltering speech, uncertain glances. Humans had been underestimated for centuries. Now, observation, patience, and intelligence had revealed the true cost of their arrogance. Stone reviewed fleet readiness. Every vessel was positioned in hidden locations. Energy shields, weapon systems, and AI targeting were all synchronized. Humans had anticipated every Council response. Every Council assumption of weakness had been countered. Humanity would not just survive, they would dominate this engagement. Sarah checked Earth's defense grids. Shelters, hidden stations, and communication nodes were operational. Every civilian was protected. Scientists, engineers, and military personnel were ready. The first strike would be precise, devastating, and unstoppable. Humans had waited long enough. James transmitted final deployment orders. Quantum drives activated silently. Hidden ships began moving toward Council-controlled sectors. Humanity's strategy relied on timing, precision, and surprise. The Council assumed humans would panic or comply. They had misread patience as weakness. The Council assumed their plans were flawless. Operation Eradication Alpha was ready to wipe humanity from the galaxy. They did not anticipate hidden fleets, AI systems, or human ingenuity. Every flaw in Council strategy had been observed and catalogued. Humanity's intelligence now outweighed the Council's arrogance. Sarah observed the Council station. Delegates continued planning, unaware of the fleets gathering beneath Earth, within asteroids, and in hidden tunnels. The Council believed they were in control. Humans were about to show them that patience, intelligence, and hidden strength could never be measured or contained. Energy pulses from the Council barrier increased. Humans adjusted fleet positioning, moving silently through tunnels, oceans, and caverns. Every move had been predicted. Every patrol, every scan, every energy signature had been studied. Humans were ready to strike at the perfect moment. Stone activated communication nodes on the hidden fleet. Every ship received precise coordinates and attack sequences. AI targeting systems accounted for alien technology, biology, and tactics. Humans had learned everything the Council did, and more. Every strike would be perfect, every move unstoppable. Sarah glanced at James. The moment is near. They have revealed their intent. Humanity will respond. James nodded. Every ship, every AI, and every hidden resource was aligned. The Council assumed control. Humans had control over what truly mattered: knowledge, preparation, and timing. The first fleet waves silently moved beneath the oceans, mountains, and asteroids. Quantum drives bypassed detection. Energy shields shimmered softly, invisible to Council sensors. Humans were poised to strike with precision. Observation had become action, and action would reshape the galaxy. Sarah's heart pounded with anticipation. Humanity had waited, learned, and hidden for decades. Every council assumption of human weakness had been incorrect. Every council measure had a human countermeasure ready. First strike would be surgical, precise, and undeniable. The council continued their speeches. They assumed fear controlled humans. They assumed obedience. Every plan they had made for humanity's eradication relied on these assumptions. Humans had disproven every one. The first wave would be proof that patience and intelligence were greater than brute force. Stone confirmed fleet readiness. Ships hummed quietly beneath the surface. Weapon systems calibrated. Shields glowing faintly. Humans waited for a signal, for the right moment. The Council had underestimated human preparation, resilience, and intelligence. Every mistake they made was recorded and ready to be exploited. Sarah spoke to James once more. The betrayal is complete. They revealed their intent. Now humanity responds. James nodded. Every fleet AI system and hidden installation had been aligned. Observation and patience had become humanity's weapons. The Council's arrogance would be their undoing. The Council believed themselves untouchable. Delegates whispered, unaware that every move had been studied. Every assumption of weakness was wrong. Humans had hidden fleets, AI systems, and intelligence ready to strike at the perfect moment. The first action would be precise and devastating. The hidden fleet moved closer to Council space. Engines glowed softly, shields shimmered invisibly, and weapons systems hummed. Humanity's patience, intelligence, and hidden strength had created a decisive advantage. The Council had assumed fear controlled humans. They were about to learn the cost of underestimation. Sarah looked at the neutron star. Shadows stretched across the station, echoing the tension in the Council. Humans had waited for betrayal, had prepared for action, and were ready to respond. The first strike was imminent, and the Council's era of control would end. Sarah Chen stood on the observation deck, her eyes locked on Earth's horizon. Oceans swirled beneath layers of ice, mountains trembled with hidden activity. Something massive was stirring. Humanity's hidden fleet was moving, silent and unseen, preparing to reveal its true power. James Park monitored the fleet's activation. Thousands of vessels emerged from secret tunnels beneath oceans and volcanic caverns. Quantum drives glowed faintly, shields shimmering like ghostly veils. Humanity's hidden strength had been waiting decades for this precise moment. Admiral Stone watched his command center, every screen alive with fleet positions. Every ship was in motion, invisible to Council sensors. Hidden fleets moved with precision, forming silent armadas beneath the surface. Humans were no longer passive, they were unstoppable. The Council believed the energy barrier around the solar system was unbreachable. They thought no fleet could bypass it, yet humans had anticipated every pulse, every defensive pattern, every patrol rotation. Ships slipped through gaps the Council never imagined. The first surprise strike was ready. Sarah's heart raced. The fleet would appear where the Council never expected. Thousands of ships glimmered faintly beneath the oceans, the ice sheets, and asteroid tunnels. Every vessel had AI targeting systems calibrated for Council species. Every weapon reverse-engineered from their own technology. James adjusted the deployment sequence. Fleet readiness at 98%. Quantum drive stable. Shields calibrated. Weapons online? Sarah nodded. Humanity had built this arsenal in secret for decades, preparing for the Council's betrayal. Now the moment of reckoning was here. The first wave of ships moved silently toward Council-controlled sectors. Engines hummed quietly beneath mountains and oceans. Energy signatures were minimal. Humans had learned to hide power, turning invisibility into strategy. The Council would not know what had been hidden. Stone issued final pre-attack instructions. Every ship had precise coordinates and targeting sequences. Every AI system was synchronized. Humans had prepared for every possible Council response. Every assumption of human weakness had been countered. Humanity would strike with precision. Sarah observed Council communication streams. Delegates continued their discussions, confident and unaware. They assumed humans were trapped, weak, and compliant. Every whispered plan, every patrol movement, and every energy pulse had been recorded. The Council had miscalculated humanity's patience and intelligence. The oceans shifted as the first vessels ascended. Silent ripples marked their path. Energy shields shimmered faintly, invisible to sensors. Humans had studied the Council's detection systems for decades. Every method of surveillance was neutralized, every obstacle bypassed with intelligence and stealth. James activated secondary fleets beneath asteroid belts. Hidden hangars opened silently, releasing thousands of ships trained to move in coordinated formations. Humans had prepared for decades. Every patrol, every fleet rotation, every defensive system had been analyzed and countered. Sarah watched the fleet rise. Thousands of vessels forming patterns that reflected human ingenuity. Energy shields flickered like stars. Weapon systems calibrated themselves in milliseconds. Humans had combined observation, patience, and intelligence to create an unstoppable force. Stone monitored the fleet's approach to Council space. Quantum drives allowed ships to bypass the energy barrier. Humans had tested every variation, every possible Council response. The fleet would appear where and when it was most devastating, shocking the galaxy and the Council. Hidden AI systems tracked Council fleets. Every ship movement, every patrol, every energy pulse had been analyzed. Humans had studied Council technology for decades, learning weaknesses, predicting responses, and preparing counters. Every strike would be precise, every action intentional. Sarah glanced at James. They think they are in control. They are not. Every fleet, every weapon, and every AI system had been aligned. Humanity had waited, observed, and prepared. The Council believed they had trapped humans, but they had underestimated patience, intelligence, and ingenuity. The Council continued their speeches, unaware of the fleets emerging beneath the surface. Delegates believed humans were trapped and fearful. They did not see hidden fleets forming beneath oceans, within mountains, and in asteroid tunnels. Humans were poised to strike with intelligence and precision. Stone activated the final fleet synchronization. Ships moved like shadows, invisible, unstoppable. AI targeting systems calculated trajectories for maximum impact. Every Council species' weaknesses had been analyzed. Every Council assumption of human predictability had been wrong. Sarah observed the Council station, noting subtle signs of unease. Delegates whispered, flinched, and adjusted schedules. They did not yet know humanity had mobilized fleets capable of striking anywhere in the solar system and beyond. Humans had prepared for decades, waiting for betrayal to become action. The first wave approached Council-controlled space. Engines glowed faintly. Quantum drives bypassed detection. Shields shimmered, invisible to sensors. Humanity had anticipated every defensive measure, every patrol, every energy signature. The Council had no idea what was coming. James reviewed AI targeting systems. Every ship had autonomous capabilities, able to execute missions without human intervention if necessary. Every calculation had been made, every possible Council counter considered. Humans were precise, patient, and deadly. The oceans churned as hidden bases began launching additional fleets. Energy shields reflected light invisibly. Weapons systems calibrated to Council tech. Humans had studied every Council species' defenses. Every Council assumption of human weakness had been countered. Sarah's pulse quickened. The fleet's first movements would appear sudden and unstoppable. Humans had waited decades for this precise moment. Every vessel, every AI, every weapon was aligned. The Council would be shocked by humanity's intelligence, patience, and preparation. Stone monitored deployment channels. Hidden fleets moved in formations designed to maximize impact. Quantum drives allowed ships to bypass the Council's energy barrier entirely. Humans had studied every pattern, every patrol rotation, every Council strategy. The first strikes would be surgical. Sarah turned to James. They think fear controls humans. They're wrong. Observation, patience, and intelligence are humanity's weapons. James nodded. Every fleet AI ready to execute orders. The Council had misjudged humanity. They had misjudged patience, planning, and hidden power. Council fleets moved cautiously. Sensors scanned for signs of resistance. They found nothing. The oceans, mountains, and asteroid tunnels hid thousands of human ships. Every patrol, every scan, every energy pulse had been studied and neutralized. Humans were invisible, unstoppable, and ready. Stone issued final instructions to fleet commanders. Attack sequences, targeting priorities, and energy deployment were confirmed. Every vessel had been positioned with surgical precision. Humans had prepared for decades. Every council strategy had been observed, learned, and countered. Sarah watched silently. Every council movement was predictable. Every defensive measure was countered. Humans had waited, hidden, and prepared. Every fleet, every weapon, every AI system was aligned. The first strike would reveal humanity's hidden strength to the galaxy. Hidden ships emerged from beneath oceans, ice, and asteroid tunnels. Engines hummed softly, shields shimmering invisibly. Humans had prepared every system, every contingency. Every council assumption of weakness had been refuted. Humanity would show intelligence, patience, and power. James activated fleet AI. Every vessel moved independently, coordinating automatically. Energy shields adapted, weapon systems recalibrated, and stealth maintained. Humanity had anticipated council technology, biology, and strategy. Every council flaw would be exploited. Sarah's eyes followed the fleet. Thousands of ships moved silently, ready to appear anywhere in council space. Humans had combined patience, observation, and intelligence into a force the council could not comprehend. Every council assumption of control would be shattered. Stone confirmed fleet readiness. Every ship, AI system, and weapon was aligned. The hidden fleet would appear at the perfect moment, striking with precision and force. Humanity had waited decades, studied every detail, and prepared for betrayal. The Council's arrogance would be punished. The first hidden vessels moved closer to Council sectors. Quantum drives allowed them to bypass detection. Shields shimmered invisibly. Humans had calculated every possible defensive response. The Council believed themselves untouchable. Humanity had already won this strategic advantage. Sarah whispered to James, "They will see the cost of underestimating humans." Every fleet, every hidden weapon, every AI system was ready. Humanity's patience, intelligence, and preparation would now become unstoppable action. The Council had no idea what was coming. The fleet emerged from hiding simultaneously, revealing thousands of ships across oceans, mountains, and asteroids. Council sensors could not track them all. Humans had combined stealth, timing, and intelligence to create chaos for the unsuspecting Council. Every strike had been planned. Stone activated attack sequences. AI targeting systems calculated Council ship weaknesses. Every move had been simulated, every counter prepared. Humanity had turned observation into strategy, patience into preparation, and intelligence into unstoppable power. Council would fall. Sarah and James watched the unfolding fleet movement. Every ship, AI system, and hidden base acted with precision. Humans had anticipated the Council's arrogance, predictability, and overconfidence. The first strike would reveal the full extent of humanity's hidden strength. The oceans, asteroid tunnels, and ice sheets shimmered as fleets moved silently. Weapons systems calibrated, energy shields maintained, and targeting AI adjusted for Council fleets. Humans had prepared for every eventuality. Every Council assumption of weakness had been proven false. Every human vessel moved into position, ready to strike with precision. Quantum drives allowed instantaneous positioning. The Council had no chance to respond. Humans had used patience, observation, and intelligence to create a hidden fleet capable of overwhelming even the most advanced alien defenses. Sarah whispered, "The Council thought they trapped us. They do not know we are already beyond their reach." Every fleet, weapon, and AI system was aligned. Humans had prepared for decades, and now their hidden strength would finally be revealed. The hidden fleet hovered, silent, ready to act. Quantum drives hummed, energy shields glimmered invisibly, and weapons calibrated. Humanity's patience and preparation had turned betrayal into opportunity. The Council would soon witness what happens when humans are underestimated. The Council station trembled as a new signal appeared on their sensors. Thousands of vessels had materialized from seemingly nowhere. Their shapes were unlike anything the delegates had ever seen. Humanity had revealed its hidden fleet, and the galaxy would witness its power. Sarah Chen stood at the observation deck, eyes wide. The hidden fleet glimmered across space, quantum drives humming silently. The Council had assumed humans were trapped and powerless. Now their arrogance would cost them everything. Humanity's patience and intelligence were unmatched. James Park monitored targeting systems. Every vessel was positioned with precision. Shields shimmered faintly, invisible to Council sensors. Weapons calibrated automatically. AI systems prepared for coordinated strikes. Humans had waited decades for this moment. Now the reckoning had begun. Admiral Stone gave the first order. Engage on my mark. Full activation. Ships surged forward, moving with silent grace. Quantum drives phased vessels through Council defenses. The fleet struck with precision no alien species had anticipated. Humanity's hidden power was real. Council delegates panicked. Sensors failed to detect all vessels. Energy pulses reacted erratically to the fleet's shields. Ships appeared inside Council formations without warning. Panic spread. Every calculation the Council had made failed. Humans had turned observation into strategy, patience into power. Sarah watched quietly as Council ships scrambled. Patrols collided, weapons misfired, and communications faltered. Humans struck with intelligence, not chaos. Every move was calculated, precise, and devastating. The Council underestimated humanity, and now it paid the price. James monitored AI-controlled strikes. Every vessel acted independently yet in perfect coordination. Missiles targeted weaknesses in Council holes. Energy beams disabled power systems. Every Council defense had been studied, every flaw exploited. Humans had planned this for decades. The Council station shook violently as the first strike hit. Massive explosions rocked halls, sending energy pulses throughout the structure. Delegates screamed, their voices lost amid alarms. Humanity's fleet had not just attacked, they had anticipated every escape route, every weak point. Stone gave a second order. Hidden fleets from Earth, beneath oceans and mountains, deployed into Council sectors. Quantum drives allowed instant positioning. Shields deflected energy pulses. Humans were everywhere, yet invisible until the moment of strike. The Council could not respond effectively. Sarah clenched her fists. The Council's arrogance had blinded them. They had assumed fear would control humans. They had assumed humans would surrender quietly. They were wrong. Humans were patient, intelligent, and adaptable. Every strike reinforced the HFY principle. Never underestimate humanity. James analyzed Council communications. His delegates were panicking, sending contradictory orders. Some tried to flee, others attempted to organize defenses. Every move was anticipated. Humans had studied every Council strategy and countered them with perfect precision. The fleet moved with silent coordination. Missiles and energy beams disabled Council weapon arrays. Quantum shields absorbed counterattacks. Every vessel acted autonomously if necessary. Humanity had created a perfect balance of control and independence within the fleet. Sarah observed Council ships being torn apart. Massive warships disintegrated under concentrated fire. Delegates could not comprehend the speed and intelligence behind each strike. Humans were not just powerful, they were smart, precise, and unstoppable. HFY had never been clearer. Stone ordered orbital strikes on Council supply hubs. Hidden weapons in asteroid tunnels and planetary shields activated simultaneously. Energy beams disintegrated structures instantly. Humanity had turned the Council's strengths into vulnerabilities. Every miscalculation had been anticipated. James smiled grimly. Humanity had waited, studied, and prepared for decades. Every secret Council protocol had been analyzed. Every fleet pattern reversed and countered. The hidden fleet was executing flawlessly. Council arrogance was crumbling, their confidence shattered. Sarah monitored the main Council station. Explosions spread like wildfire through the corridors. Delegates were trapped, alarms blaring, energy barriers failing. Humanity had not just attacked, they had mastered the battlefield with intelligence, patience, and precision. The Council fleet tried to regroup. Communication failures and unexpected fleet appearances caused confusion. Ships collided. Missiles were intercepted with precision countermeasures. Every Council move had been anticipated. Humans were not just reacting, they were dictating the battle. Stone activated secondary fleets in deep asteroid tunnels. Quantum drives allowed instantaneous jumps to Council sectors. Humans struck where the Council expected nothing. Missiles and energy beams found every structural weakness. Humanity's strategy was flawless, every action a testament to intelligence and preparation. Sarah felt a surge of pride. Humanity's patience, observation, and hidden power were being revealed. The Council had betrayed them, underestimated them, and now faced the consequences. The HFY message was clear. Humans were not just survivors, they were masters of strategy and strength. James monitored damage reports. Massive warships disabled, supply hubs destroyed, communication arrays shattered, the Council's infrastructure was crumbling. Humans had not relied on brute force alone, they had used intelligence, prediction, and hidden strength to dominate. Council delegates tried to flee through escape pods. Quantum sensors predicted their routes. Intercept vessels blocked exits. Humans had anticipated every escape, every attempt at survival. Every movement the Council attempted had already been calculated and countered. Stone ordered the fleet to encircle the Council station. Quantum drives allowed ships to appear in multiple locations simultaneously. Energy beams cut off supply lines. Shields deflected counterattacks. Humans controlled the battlefield completely. Every Council assumption of superiority was false. Sarah watched explosions rip through Council structures. Delegates panicked, shrieking as corridors collapsed. They had underestimated human intelligence and resilience. Humanity's hidden strength was now undeniable. The HFY principle of adaptability, preparation, and defiance had triumphed. James activated fleet-wide AI targeting. Missiles struck simultaneously from multiple angles. Energy shields were phased, ignoring defensive barriers. Every Council fleet vessel, every station, every resource became a target for precise human strikes. Humanity had turned decades of observation into victory. The Council's main chamber was destroyed. High Chancellor Vextera's voice cracked in fear as alarms blared. Communication lines were severed. Humans had anticipated every countermeasure. Every tactic the Council had relied upon failed. Humanity was dominant, not because of numbers, but intelligence, patience, and strategy. Stone's fleet moved deeper into Council sectors. Energy pulses disabled remaining weapons. Quantum drives allowed the fleet to appear unpredictably. Humans had created chaos where the Council believed there was order. Every action was calculated, every outcome predicted. HFY was no longer theory, it was reality. Sarah watched Council delegates retreat into secondary stations. Every route had been monitored. Human intercept vessels blocked exits. Every Council attempt at regrouping was neutralized. The hidden fleet had struck with precision, intelligence, and overwhelming strategic superiority. James reviewed fleet coordination. AI systems ensured that even if humans could not directly control every ship, they would act optimally. Missiles, lasers, shields all deployed with surgical precision. Humanity had turned observation into a weapon, patience into power, and intelligence into victory. Explosions shattered Council supply lines. Massive vessels were reduced to floating debris. Communications were lost. Humans had turned decades of observation, preparation, and intelligence into a flawless strike. The HFY principle was clear. Humanity's ingenuity and resilience surpassed even the galaxy's most powerful species. Sarah clenched her fists as she watched the final Council vessels fall. Each destruction was silent, precise, and unavoidable. Humans had mastered stealth, strategy, and timing. The Council's betrayal had revealed their own weaknesses, and humanity exploited every one. Stone ordered a final strike on the Central Council hub. Energy beams tore through defenses. Quantum drives phased vessels through previously impenetrable barriers. Humanity's hidden strength, patience, and intelligence had shattered the Council's control entirely. James monitored residual Council forces. They tried to regroup, but found themselves isolated, uncoordinated, and overwhelmed. Every escape route was predicted. Every weapon system disabled. Humanity had shown that intelligence and preparation could defeat even the most powerful fleets. Sarah felt relief and pride. Council had underestimated humans, betrayed them, and now paid the ultimate price. Humanity had not just survived, they had triumphed. HFY principle was undeniable. Resilience, intelligence, and preparation could overcome any threat. Stone gave the final order. Remaining Council ships were disabled. Supply hubs, communication arrays, and stations were neutralized. Humans had dismantled every council advantage. Every calculation, every prediction, every countermeasure had succeeded. Victory was complete. Sarah looked out at the remnants of the council fleet. Fires burned across the station. Massive structures lay in ruins. Humanity's hidden fleet had revealed its true strength. The betrayal had been avenged. Humans had proven their resilience, intelligence, and unmatched capability. James smiled grimly. They thought we were weak. They thought we would obey. We're wrong. Humanity had combined intelligence, patience, and preparation to defeat an entire galactic council. Every step had been calculated, every action precise, every victory deserved. Stone addressed the fleet. Mission complete. Humanity has prevailed. Maintain positions. Protect all human colonies. The Council cannot strike again. Every vessel acknowledged. Humans had not only survived betrayal, they had turned the galaxy upside down. Sarah and James observed the Council remnants. Delegates were trapped, powerless, and defeated. Humanity's patience, intelligence, and hidden strength had triumphed. Had never been clearer. Humans could survive, adapt, and dominate, even against overwhelming odds. The solar system slowly returned to calm. Human fleets hovered silently, shields still active, engines ready. The Council had fallen. Humans had proven that intelligence, preparation, and patience were more powerful than numbers, weapons, or arrogance. HFY had been written across the stars. Sarah whispered, "They will never underestimate us again. Humanity survives, adapts, and strikes back. Always." James nodded. The galaxy would remember this day. The day the Council fell, and humanity's hidden fleet revealed the true strength of the human spirit. The solar system was quiet for the first time in decades. Humanity's hidden fleet hovered silently, engines humming, shields glowing faintly. The Council had fallen, their arrogance shattered. Humans had survived betrayal, proven intelligence, patience, and hidden strength. Sarah Chen looked out over Earth. Oceans shimmered, mountains reflected golden sunlight, and cities were alive with human activity. The galaxy had watched humanity quietly for centuries. Now it would see that humans were not to be underestimated. Not now, not ever. James Park adjusted the fleet's sensors. Every hidden vessel returned to position, maintaining readiness. Humans had demonstrated their power, but vigilance remained. The galaxy was vast and unpredictable. Humanity's patience, intelligence, and preparation ensured they were ready for anything. Admiral Stone activated secure communication channels. The message would be simple, yet undeniable. Humanity spoke not only to the Council's survivors, but to the entire galaxy. We have endured betrayal, survived threats, and proven our strength. This is our message. Do not underestimate humanity. Sarah addressed the fleet command. Every ship, every base, every human is part of this message. We are no longer silent observers. We are guardians of Earth, of humanity, and of all our allies. Let the galaxy see the consequences of underestimating us. James monitored Council fragments attempting to regroup. Their fleets were scattered, broken, and disoriented. Humans had dismantled every plan, every supply line, and every defensive system. Their intelligence and patience had turned betrayal into triumph. Now, humanity would broadcast this lesson across the stars. Stone initiated the first transmission. Every hidden base, every ship, every AI node amplified the signal. Humanity's triumph was no longer secret. Galaxy would hear the proof. Humans were intelligent, patient, adaptable, and unyielding. Every word carried the weight of decades of preparation. Sarah watched the holographic display of Council sectors. Menace attempted repairs, but humans had anticipated every move. Their fleet moved with precision, maintaining dominance. The message was clear. Humans were not weak, and patience had been their greatest weapon. James activated a broadcast to the nearest Council allies. Images of human fleets, destroyed Council vessels, and triumphant cities flashed across screens. The message repeated. Intelligence, preparation, and resilience were humanity's defining traits. The galaxy would remember this moment. Stone observed quietly. Humans had turned the ultimate betrayal into a demonstration of strength. Every fleet movement, every AI-controlled strike, every hidden resource had been aligned. The galaxy would see that humanity's patience, cunning, and courage were unmatched. Sarah felt the weight of history in her chest. Humanity had survived near extinction, faced betrayal, and emerged victorious. Every citizen, every scientist, every soldier had contributed. The fleet's emergence was proof of centuries of strategy, preparation, and hidden ingenuity. James checked fleet readiness one last time. Even after the victory, humans maintained vigilance. The galaxy might test them again. Every vessel, shield, and weapon remained operational. Humanity had learned that strength was not only power, it was intelligence, preparation, and resilience. Stone addressed humanity directly through the broadcast, to all species across the galaxy. This is a warning and a lesson. Humanity is patient, intelligent, and unyielding. Betrayal and underestimation will not be tolerated. Observe, adapt, or face the consequences. Sarah added a personal note. We do not seek unnecessary conflict. We value peace. But humanity will defend itself, its allies, and its future. We have survived the impossible and proven our strength. Let the galaxy know. Humans are not weak, they are unstoppable. James monitored reaction streams. Messages from neighboring species showed shock, fear, and respect. The Council's fall had demonstrated human ingenuity, intelligence, and perseverance. HFY was no longer a theory, it was reality. Humanity had turned patience and observation into power. Stone issued fleet patrol orders. Humans would maintain strategic control over key sectors, protect Earth, and support allies. Every ship remained ready, every AI system active. Humanity's triumph was not only victory, it was a demonstration of what intelligence, preparation, and courage could achieve. Sarah watched cities on Earth. Humanity was thriving despite centuries of challenges. Every child, scientist, and soldier now lived in a world defined by resilience. The fleet's emergence and the Council's defeat were proof that preparation, intelligence, and patience were the ultimate weapons. James activated energy shields around remaining human colonies. The Council's remnants would be monitored, their actions limited. Humanity had turned betrayal into opportunity, patience into power, and intelligence into domination. HFY had never been clearer. Stone coordinated a final message to the galaxy. Humanity has survived betrayal, conquered threats, and proven intelligence and resilience are stronger than fear. Observe us, respect us, and understand. Underestimating humans is fatal. Sarah spoke to the fleet crew. Every action today was a testament to human spirit. Every calculation, every hidden ship, every weapon system proved we are prepared for anything. The galaxy must recognize the power of patience, intelligence, and unity. James ensured the message reached all known Council allies. The signal carried images of hidden fleets, destroyed ships, and triumphant humans. Every species witnessing it would understand. Humans were patient, cunning, and unstoppable. HFY was not just a story, it was reality. Stone reflected quietly. Humanity had not only defended itself, they had dominated the battlefield through intelligence, preparation, and hidden strength. Every strategy had succeeded, every countermeasure executed. Council had learned the cost of betrayal. Sarah addressed the holographic galaxy map. Every fleet, every AI, every hidden installation is a statement. Humans endure, adapt, and prevail. We will defend Earth, our colonies, and our future. The galaxy will never underestimate us again. James monitored Council communications. Their fleets were broken, scattered, and powerless. Attempts to rebuild defenses failed. Humanity's hidden strength had turned betrayal into opportunity, weakness into triumph. HFY principles intelligence, patience, and resilience had triumphed. Stone issued final fleet directives: maintain positions, defend human colonies, monitor Council remnants. Every ship, AI system, and hidden base remained operational. Humanity had proven that patience, intelligence, and preparation could overcome even overwhelming odds. Sarah reflected on the journey. Humans had been underestimated, isolated, and threatened with extinction. Yet patience, intelligence, and hidden strength had turned the galaxy upside down. The message was clear. Humanity survives, adapts, and dominates. James activated secure communication channels to all human sectors. Maintain readiness. Humanity has triumphed, but vigilance remains. Intelligence, strategy, and preparation are our greatest weapons. We have proven the HFY principle beyond doubt. Stone watched the galaxy slowly react. Shock, fear, respect all, visible in alien broadcasts. Humans had rewritten expectations. Council had been defeated, but the message extended beyond them. The galaxy now understood the cost of underestimating humanity. Sarah spoke to the fleet. This is a new era. Humans will no longer hide. Our intelligence, patience, and preparation define our strength. HFY is no longer hidden. Humanity will be remembered, respected, and feared for the power of the mind and spirit. James reviewed the final reports. Every vessel had performed flawlessly. Every hidden base contributed. Every AI system executed precise calculations. Humanity had demonstrated the ultimate HFY principle. Intelligence, preparation, and resilience conquer all. Stone gave one last broadcast to the galaxy. To all civilizations, humanity survives betrayal, defeats overwhelming odds, and proves that patience and intelligence are the ultimate power. Learn this lesson. Respect it. Underestimating humans will always be fatal. Sarah turned to James. The galaxy has seen what humans are capable of. Our story will be remembered. Our message is clear. We endure. We adapt. We dominate.
But
E is not just a tale, it is our reality. James nodded. We have sent the message. The council has fallen. Humanity has risen. We will continue to defend, prepare, and thrive. Every ship hummed softly, ready for anything, a testament to decades of strategy, preparation, and intelligence. Stone addressed the fleet one final time. Mission complete. Humanity stands victorious. Every human colony is safe. Every hidden fleet is ready. Let this day mark the galaxy's understanding. Humans are patient, intelligent, and unstoppable. Is eternal. Sarah looked at Earth from the observation deck. Oceans reflected golden light. Mountains stretched proudly, and cities thrived. Humanity had survived betrayal, proven its strength, and delivered a message the galaxy would never forget. The HFY legacy had begun. James activated final monitoring systems. Every council remnant was tracked. Every fleet remained ready. Humans had turned patience, intelligence, and hidden strength into a force no species could ignore. The message was clear. Never underestimate humanity. Stone concluded all transmissions. The galaxy will remember today. Humanity survives betrayal, triumphs over deception, and proves that preparation, intelligence, and patience are the ultimate power. We endure, we adapt, we dominate. HFY is unstoppable. Sarah whispered to herself, This is only the beginning. Humans will continue to grow, protect, and thrive. The galaxy has seen our strength and our message is clear. Underestimate us at your own risk. HFY is alive, powerful, and eternal.